concert of marches. Regimental Band of the Scott Guards. Director of Music, Lieutenant Colonel S. Rhodes. You see what I did? I said Lieutenant. A concert of marches. Mm-hmm. Remember the old round bandstands that used to grace the center of every public square? Supported by light wooden beams rising from a gingerbread railing, the shingled umbrella roof broadcast the glorious sounds of the town's best musicians to the population's eager ears.
First, you asked a question. No.
You do not remember bandstands in the middle of town. Public squares, rather, yeah.
No, I saw that one Jim Carrey movie.
Thing.
The Majestic?
The Majestic. It's
Never saw it.
Majestic.
Yeah. Majorca?
It's a soft
Majorca.
Majestic.
Majestic.
I believe it's a soft J.
Jogging?
Yogging.
The sandwiches and lemonade our mothers drew from capacious picnic baskets were almost forgotten when at last the elegantly uniformed bandmaster brought down his baton on the first note. It's Mr. Bean with the little thing.
Oh, that bit from the Christmas one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like it.
Uniform. Yeah. Elegantly uniformed bandmaster. Now, I was in band. I was never a band master, which is a real shame.
No, you were a band sub.
Nice.
Thanks.
Nice. My saxophone case has ligatures in it.
Yeah. I was a band switch. My safe word is F flat.
Drink for that one.
Yep.
F flat. Fuck me. Mm-hmm. That first note was probably described on the printed program as a grand concert march. It would be followed by operatic selections, waltzes, cornet solos, military marches, and novelties. Grand was the word for this special type of march, mysteriously potent with pomp, circumstance, and spectacular unknown to most of us who had not yet seen grand opera. These concert marches were often our first introduction to heavy music and our first inkling of the delight of Spanish music. Heavy music.
Okay, we need you to chill your British for just a sec.
It's turned on, sir.
Dave, when you hear British or when you hear heavy music, two questions. A, do you think of a history of marches? What are we listening to? And B, if your answer is no, what do you think of when you hear heavy music?
I certainly don't think of these guys in the cornets and their popping circumstance. Herb Alpert and Tijuana Brass Band? No, I don't think of I don't think of that as heavy music.
I think they're referring to the instruments who make the music, and a lot of big brass instruments. They're pretty heavy. They're dense.
Literal heavy music?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Big tubas.
Okay.
Now read the record jacket again, but imagine we're talking about like Rammstein or Slayer.
These concert marches were often our first introduction to heavy music.
What is this heavy metal voice? Is this just a strong bad email?
Yeah, jam. And our first limousine. And our first inkling of the delights of Spanish music.
Yeah, go back to British. British is better.
The concert marches in this album are typically of this glorious genre. We have heard them at school commencements, exercises, and other solemn occasions. They are still important items in concert band literature, although they are being more and more frequently jostled off programs by modern composers' works. It's always the kids of today, am I right?
Getting jostled?
Jostled off the programs
of modern composers, modern music. In style, they range from...
It's just Rick James beating the shit out of a DJ.
In style, they range from extravagant pageantry to picturesque naviette, from pathos to boisterous high spirits, but all of them are tuneful and stirring, unforgotten, even if we have not heard some of them for many years.
That was real mysterious.
Mm-hmm. This is trying to give you a lure to, like, you heard a song when you graduated in high school and you haven't heard it in years, and now it's here. So this album is going to elicit a lot of British nostalgia inside of you. You know, just a lot of,
I can
as they
see,
said, pomp and
yeah,
circumstance.
like 16-year-old me in a record store, like pre like real internet, being like, "Oh,
Well,
when are you gonna find it again?" You know, like,
Look, how am I ever going to get the sound of a trumpet? But I know what you mean. Like, you got to have your staples. This is a staple.
it's a staple.
This stays in the back of the cupboard when you're like, I need to have a graduation. I'm having a wedding in the backyard. We need a lot of.
So a staple would be like, could the three of us find, using a Venn diagram, an album or an artist that we all listen to?
100%.
Now, that is not that.
No, this is a food group. This is a food group. Yeah, you're right. This is an entire genre, which they italicized and said French afterwards. Based on this album art, based on what I've read so far, when is this album from? 1984. I'm actually going. I'm going high. I'm going 84.
Okay. That does look like the front of the box art for the movie Taps.
I think that might.
Like young Tom Cruise in Military Academy movie.
But is 80s too late for records? They're still making them, but not.
The picture does look a little bit more modern. 85. I might be. I'm gonna go 79.
You're both high. That's from 62.
Oh.
Wow, those British were way ahead of their time with arts like photography. This wouldn't enter American collective consciousness until.
Yeah, but that's like then their film and television quality didn't progress past that.
It plateaued.
It plateaued to like 2014.
Well, it never entered my collective consciousness.
I agree.
My American consciousness, collectiveness, whatever you just said.
Yeah, that British invasion sank.
Yeah, they was worried
America.
about redcoats invading earlier, so that makes sense.
They do have the hats. The Scots Guards is one of the 5 foot guard regiments of the British Army. Its origins are as the personal bodyguard of King Charles I of England and Scotland. Its lineage can be tracked back to 1642 in the Kingdom of Scotland, although it was only placed in the English establishment in 1686.
British
magic.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, we did it. Awesome. Dave, that's our dumb show.
That's our dumb show. A lot of fun tonight, actually. This was a blast.
That was a good one.
That was fun. I learned something.
Well, that was not the
learned. I learned that the people in the '60s were a little more colorful with their language.